In today's video, I'll be showing you on how you can add a take profit and stop loss to your Pine indicator. So this is perfect if you want to do automations and you want to set alerts to certain percentage levels for when you want to exit your trades. So first thing that you need is if you go to tradingview.com, and here we see here on the bottom left we have Pine indicator. Now to create a new indicator, all you need to do is click on this manage script arrow, then hover over create new, and then you can choose indicator or strategy. So it doesn't really matter which one you click, but if we click on indicator, we'll have this like default template in here. Now what you want to do is you want to delete everything that's on here. Now I'll be sharing a bit of code in Discord as well, so if you want to find this exact script, you can just join it. The link is in the description of this video and you can just copy that and paste it. Now I'm going to break down on how this works and how you can implement it into your indicator. So if I go ahead and I add this on the chart, we'll just take a look of what we are expecting. So now we have a random EMA crossing for our entries. So we can see the long and short flags. But if we zoom in a little bit more, we'll see there are two lines on our screen. So we have this red and the green, which is basically representing the stop loss and the take profit. So as soon as this candle closed, we did enter the trade. So if I hover and I click the measurement tool, you can see that's roughly about 1% take profit and about a 1% stop loss. Now if I open up my settings, you can see that I have set it to 1% take profit and stop loss. And if I go ahead and I maybe make my take profit 2%, we should see this green line move up. Now this works because I can now go ahead and create alerts on those lines, and then it will notify me when price reach that level, or we can actually go and execute a closing trade. Now if I go into the Pine script, we can see here is step 1, and this is going to be where you want to put your entry logic. So this is just a template, and there's also a few of these templates on Tradingview. I'm just going to break this one down, and you can also use something like ChatGPT to help you integrate it in your script. But if you see right here, we have our long and our short. So this is basically where you want to apply your logic into, so that when the long and short happens, it basically adds a take profit and stop loss to your condition. Then it's just a simple plot for our long and short entries. But then if we go a bit down, we can see there's currently inputs here for stop percentage and take profit percentage. So this is where you want to add default values of how big you want your take profit and stop loss to be. So this is going to be default at 1%. And also because it's input or float, it means that when we open up the settings tab, you can see right here, these are the inputs that we specify in our script. So input.float 1%. If you take it out here and you hard code it, you won't be able to adjust it in your indicator settings. So this is why this is very handy to use, because you can just change it on the go. So if we go to step 3, we have to detect if we are in a long or a short position in order for us to actually place the take profit and stop loss correctly. So here we can see that if we are in a long and it's not previously in a long, so it's a fresh entry, then you can basically say whether it's true or false, and we're going to use that to add the take profit and stop loss worth. So if we go to step 4, we can see this is where we need to calculate the price of our entry. So in Pine script, we have this function TA value when, which is just basically going to give us the price of a certain condition. And here we can see in our long price, we use long last, and we also have short last, which is what we calculate right here in step number 3. So if we go and we scroll down, we can see this is where we're going to be calculating our take profit and stop loss levels. So this is going to use the long price. So basically, as soon as we get our long, we calculate the value. And then if we're in a long position, then obviously the take profit price needs to be higher and the stop loss needs to be lower. But if we enter a short position, then that basically needs to flip. So this is why you see 1 minus the stop percentage value, which is also the ones that we have added here in our inputs. And then also we do the same thing, the opposite for shorts, where we'd say, okay, for our take profit, we need to calculate if price drops. So that's going to be 1 minus. So that's just to clarify why you see, the plus and minus on those values. So, and then the other thing is just plotting the lines on the screen. So we just use the simple plot for that. I mean, if you don't want to visually see it, you can also just hide it or like comment it out. And to comment anything out, you can just drag over all the text. For me, I'm on Mac, I use command and then the / and it just comments it out. So I'm going to leave that in there. But then basically the next step is going to be preventing that the stop loss and take profit hits in the same bar. Now on Tradingview, that when we calculate the signal, is going to be calculated at the close. So we don't want to use that same bar that we are doing our entry long and short on to actually plot our take profit and stop loss as well, because otherwise it might mess with our alerts. So for that, we only wait for the next bar to actually start calculating where the take profit and stop loss should be. So this is very handy to add for you as well. Again, you'll be able to just copy all of this logic and just implement your long and short. This is just to show you how it actually works. So once we have it, we check if the stop loss and take profit is hit. Now I want to just explain a bit more on this, because I see a lot of people in our Discord when they are creating their own scripts, they sometimes use the wrong price conditions. So what I mean by that is that if you are calculating where the price has crossed your take profit and stop loss, you shouldn't use the closing price to check, because what basically happens is if you wait for the closing price and then only send your alert, it means that price could have crossed and it could have dumped again and then close, and then only you'll receive your alert. Now this doesn't work very well if you are using bots, because you're going to get a late exit. So instead what you want to do is that if you are in a long position and price is moving up, for a take profit, you want to use the high of the most high of the price, like the recent high. So you're going to use high and low, like you see right here, which is built-in variables in a Tradingview. So you're not going to use the closing price, you're going to use high and low. So it basically means that if prices high move across your value of your take profit, then you're going to alert, either flag it long take profit hit, or it's going to send the alert. So it's very important that you don't use close, unless you obviously want to wait for the bar to close and then let you know, but that's kind of pointless if you use it for take profit and stop loss. But when you're using it for entries, then that's perfect to help with stuff like repainting. And then obviously we just do the same thing for our long and short take profit. If we scroll down, yeah, we have to reset the direction. So after a take profit and stop loss was hit, we obviously want to update our long short to just say that there's no trade open. So when we get a new trade, recalculate where those values should be, so we can also have our new calculations on take profit and stop loss. Now part 11, very important that when you want to run your bots, you do need to add alert conditions. So right here you can see that we just have our long last and short last, and if we hover over this, we can see, let's take a look, it's going to be these conditions right here. So short last, long last, and that's going to check if you're counting long and a short. So it just makes sense to have that as our open and our open long and open short. Now then we need 4 more alerts, and that's going to be for our long take profit and long stop loss, and also for our short take profit and short stop loss. Now if you double click on this, you can see here on the right where it's basically referenced, and if we scroll upwards, it will be highlighted. So we're adding our alerts to those conditions. Now again, if you have your own indicator, you can just basically copy everything from this step. So let me just show you. You can ignore step 1 and you can just copy the entire steps like this, which I will share in the Discord obviously. You can just copy that, and then what you need to do is take your indicator logic. So this is currently a version 6 indicator, and just replace it so that your long and short is equals to whatever this is. So then it will automatically go and add these take profit and stop loss values to your logic. So that's basically what it takes to add a take profit and stop loss. And then if you want to go ahead and add alerts, we can just go and open this up. If we go and click the indicator, so under condition we select fixed stop loss and take profit, which is the name of our indicator, and we go to the conditions below that, we now see that we can set alarms on all those different alerts. So if we scroll down, we can see there's 6 of them added here, and we can also see it here in this drop down list. So if you want to add an alert to your long and short, then you set up these separately, and then also for your exits. Now I do have other videos on how you can automate these with our trading board. And if you also have any more questions or you're stuck somewhere, feel free to ask in the comment section or in the Discord and I will help you out. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and also make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video.